Hello everybody, this is P-Town. Welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Math Magic, my tutorial series where I build cool stuff and show it to you guys, and then if you think it's cool, you build it too. And we all have a lot of fun. So, after the last tutorial I did on Overworld Zombie Pigman farms, I felt like there was still room for improvement. I wanted to come up with an idea that was even more efficient, you know, with more portal blocks per area of the farm, and with a faster spawn to death time for the zombie pigmen, so they don't have as much of a chance to despawn. So I set out to do that in my single player world, just to see if it would work, and it does. And it's awesome. So thought I'd show you guys a tutorial on that. This is the final iteration of the Overworld Zombie Pigman farm. This is the fastest way, at least with Overworld portals, to get the golden nuggets. And what's really cool about this farm is if you build it in the snapshots. I'm currently running 14 week 25B. Don't run 14 week 26B. It is no good. Anyway, if you're running the snapshots, you also have a chance of getting the rare drops from the zombie pigmen. So things like golden ingots, golden swords, enchanted golden swords, and an even bigger bonus, they also drop experience sometimes. So that's awesome. And this is a fully automatic setup. Requires no input from you except to gather the experience and to occasionally check on the chests if you use hoppers to put the items in the chests. So it's super cool. Just a quick disclaimer though, you have to be running the snapshots to get the rare drops and the experience. If you use this design in 1.7 versions, it will still work. Like, you'll get really good rates for the golden nuggets. It's the best. It's still the best for that, but you just won't get the rare drops until you do the snapshots. And for all of you guys playing on the Xbox, please don't build this farm. You guys don't have these portal sizes available to you yet. You'll just have to wait until they get around to updating that. So, sorry. Alright, enough of the talky talk. Let's go ahead and get to the tutorialing. Alright guys, this tutorial is actually pretty simple. There's only a few fairly easy steps to follow. I'll just be walking you guys through them really quickly. The first thing you would do though is to pick out an area very carefully of where you're going to put this thing, because you're going to be throwing down a lot of obsidian and you don't want to build the whole thing and realize it has to be moved, you know, like 20 blocks that way, because that's a big pain in the butt. You don't want to do that. So choose very carefully, keeping in mind probably that the sound from this farm can cause you a bit of frame rate drop, so just keep that in mind. So all you're going to do though is fill in a whole bunch of portals, and you want to build these as large as possible. These are the 23 by 23 portals. I highly recommend doing them because they give you the most swirly purple blocks, which are what directly affect the rate at which zombie pigmen spawn. So the bigger the better. And you want to do probably a fair number of these. In my single player world I have about 23 of them, which is what I've got here. It's just a cube of 23 by 23 by 23. And the rates from that are ridiculous. I wouldn't go much larger than that. It's definitely going to give you way more than you need. You can if you want, be my guest. And a smaller farm would also work as well. But yeah, if you can do these 23 by 23 portals, that's the best. So I'm going to go ahead and fill them all in, just solid portals, all solid consecutive portals all along. And these gray blocks are just showing you where the corners of the frames are going to be. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. All right, everybody. Once you've got all of your portals built, it should look something like this. Just a framework of solid portals, as big as you want. What we're going to do next is write down the coordinates quickly for corner to corner. So this corner going all the way to that far corner there. So I'm just going to jot these down real quick. And again, I'm looking at the block bit where it's got just the whole integers. You don't want to do the decimal madness right above it. Integers are a lot easier to handle. So 427, 57, negative 493. Good. Those are going to come in handy later when it comes time to synchronize our portals and avoid messing with our travel portals. So next, we're going to add a wall from here to here and from there to there on the opposite side. We're going to make it about 6 blocks high. That's just going to prevent the iron golems from flinging zombie pigmen outside of the farm, which could pose some problems. I set up some fill commands here, which is just going to make life a little bit easier for me. There we go. Perfect. So we're going to bust our way in real quick, and it's time to light them up. So just go ahead and light up the portals. You want to check probably quickly before you do this for any obstructions or holes in the frames, because otherwise they won't light and it can be a little annoying. Like a torch, it's easy to forget a torch in there and wonder like, why isn't this lighting? Oh, I missed one. Okay, and there we go. Gonna seal that up. Perfect. Alright guys, once you've got all your portals for the farm built, it's time to go to the Nether. I built up a mock travel portal here, and you're also going to want to write down the coordinates for that as well. So that is 418, 82, negative 446. Alright, we're going to light it up and go through. It's important to synchronize your travel portal as well as this. It's just as important to synchronize the travel portal as it is to synchronize these, because otherwise you could end up in the farm and that would be bad. So if you don't know how to synchronize, you just divide your overworld coordinates by 8. So 418 divided by 8 rounds to 52, and negative 446 divided by 8 rounds to negative 56. So we should be, yeah, the portal is generated somewhere around there. We're going to go ahead and break that. It's not really helpful. And we're going to place a portal at those exact coordinates, so 52, and what did I say, negative 56. So it's going to be a little further out. And 52 is over here, so perfect. Well, almost. There we go. So we're just going to throw down a portal here. This is not exactly optimal because, like in a survival setting, you're kind of right above a lava lake. But it's the safest way, for sure. So we're going to light that up. And this is our portal for travel. Good. So that one's synchronized with this one, so we're not, we're not inside the farm. Hello, Pigman. We'll work with them in just a second. So going back through, now it's time to find the coordinates that correspond to the Pigman farm. I've got them written down here. So dividing the x and z coordinates by 8, we get 51, 57, and negative 59, going to, let's see, 51, going to 53, 57, negative 62. So a very small range, really. And we're going to put that right in the middle. So middle of that would be 52, 57, negative 60 or so. Not the most convenient place. So I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, and, yeah, 52 and, yeah, negative 60. So right around here. Again, this is kind of inconvenient. You might also want to consider where the portal will synchronize in the Nether before you build the portal farm as well. So I'm going to do this, build this, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, and here's the portal that synchronizes with the farm. It's at it's at 53, 57, negative 62. So that corresponds pretty well with the center of the farm. It's only a range of about 3 blocks. Now remember, you don't divide the y coordinate. The only coordinates that get divided by 8 when you're synchronizing between the overworld portals and the Nether are the x and z coordinates. So we're going to light this up. And just to check, let's go through. Just to make sure. Yep, we're in the middle of the farm. Perfect. Now, usually in survival you don't want to do that. That's a bad idea. But because we're in creative, we can fly. Not a big deal. Good, and that's synchronized with this. So next, we're going to grab some blocks of iron and a pumpkin. Now, for this size portal, we've got 23 portal frames. I would recommend 2 iron golems. Just because one guy maybe won't be able to see them all the pigmen if he's in the corner. But with 2 guys, chances are much better. So we're going to push him through. Sweet. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you also want to add a back to this portal so that the items, yep, we're starting to see the items come through already. Getting thrown out on the ground, and some experience. Awesome. So quick, the farm is already producing. Throw this junk overboard. So what happened there was when I pushed the iron golem through, it loaded the chunks temporarily. Just so it could push. It's still Still going though, that's kind of crazy. Alright, we're going to push this guy through as well. Yeah, good. That's going to give you some good rates right there. Next we're going to add some hoppers if you want to automate this. Now what you can do is do what I did kind of in my single player series and just, you know, set up a sorting system for all of the stuff you get. So you'll get, well, the way I did it was you get golden nuggets and zombie flesh in mass. So I have 2 double chests for that. There we go. And you get, we're going to go ahead and put a wall here. And you also get the rare drop, so I have a chest dedicated to that as well. So we're going to travel back up through our travel portal here, and we'll just wait for a bit, just pretend like we're building. I'll give it like 5 minutes, just so you guys can see what kind of rates we're going to get. So I'm going to start a stopwatch now, and in 5 minutes we'll go back and see how much loot we've collected. Ah, the sweet, sweet sound of industrial progress. Alright, the 5 minutes are up just now. Just now, that was it. That was 5 minutes. Here's our portal. So we're going to go through and see how much loot we've got. I bet we've got loads. Oh, and a nice tidy pool of experience waiting for us. Now, experience you have to collect yourself, obviously. But let's just check the chest and see what we've got. Alright, so 38 nuggets, 44 rotten flesh, which you can either choose to discard or save. It is a villager trade. And some golden swords to boot. Plus the experience, which is nice. So yeah, I'll just say a couple things about why this works very briefly. So when I pushed the iron golems through the portal on the nether side into here, they were transported instantly. And the reason that isn't happening after a certain amount of cooldown on the overworld, why they're not getting transported back to the nether, is because they're never not touching a portal block. So because they stay inside of the portal network here, or the portal frames, well, that's kind of trippy. Oh, I broke one. My bad. Because they're always constantly inside of that, they'll never be transported back to the nether. That's why you don't want them to leave the farm and re-enter, because then they could be. Same thing for the zombie pigmen. Now what's happening with the items is as soon as the items are dropped by the zombie pigmens, those entities are being transported to nether in the same way that the iron golem was transported here to the overworld. So that's also what's happening with the experience. Now I don't know why the rare drops, like the swords, the golden ingots, and the enchanted golden swords, and the experience, I don't know why there's being created, but it's awesome. So please don't tell Mojang. It's going to be our little secret. So alright. Oh, and the reason the zombie pigmen don't attack the iron golems with their pack mentality is because they don't see them. That only happens for players. I think if any mob attacks a zombie pigman like a skeleton, only the aggroed zombie pigman will attack it. And because the iron golem gets the first hit and throws the zombie pigman really high in the air, the zombie pigman doesn't have a chance to attack the iron golem. So you're never going to have to worry about replacing the iron golems, so long as nothing goes wrong inside the farm with anybody escaping. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Oh, and just in case I forgot to say earlier, this costs 1,492 blocks of obsidian. This particular size, which is 23 portals at the maximum size. So just a little over a single chest of obsidian, which is totally doable in survival. I've done it. You can check that out in my single player world if you're interested in seeing how that has worked out for me. Spoilers, it's worked out awesome. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you again next time.